Good evening, good evening. Happy Monday. It's so good to be back. How is everyone doing on this fine Monday? Um, I'm actually doing really well. Can't complain. I'm just hoping that the weather gets a starts getting a little bit warmer. The weather starts getting a little bit more decent. Boy, I'm telling you what, for it almost being the end of June, we have had some of the worst weather ever. Not shouldn't be complaining. I'm not really complaining because it's better than the cold, but it's like, oh my goodness, I want to go swimming. I want to be able to enjoy the outdoors, but between the rain and everything else, it's like holy mackerel, you can't really do much of anything. And so it's like it's super cloudy and then you can't do anything, or it's chilly, or it's raining, and the whole nine yards. And so I'm really looking forward to some of the warmer weather so I can get out and really soak up the natural um, benefits of what the sun offers, the vitamin D, the immunity boost, and things like that. So I really am looking for the sunshine to really come in and help. And that's one of the huge benefits of being outdoors, fishing and nature, hiking, all of those things. And so it's amazing. And so tonight I want to welcome you all in. This is going to be from here on out, there are some big changes coming to transformative healing, and so tonight I was actually had my podcast already laid out, things I was going to talk about, and I just felt a shift. When people do podcasts, they usually number their episodes, and so I haven't been doing that. As you see, I just kind of go by the seat of my pants and just been kind of doing what I do and things like that there. And so there's just been a shift. I just want more. I want to be able to do more, offer more. I want to be able to become elevated. I want to expand. And so tonight, I just wanted to kind of tell you exactly what I plan on doing. There's some big changes coming again, like I said, to transformative healing. One of the biggest things is our name change. We will no longer be transformative healing. It'll be called Healed-ish. It'll be Healed-ish podcast. And what that podcast is, it's still trauma and mental health related, but it's more about, the wisdom behind the healing, the growth behind the post traumatic growth behind the healing. So yes, we will still dive deep into trauma and mental health and the correlation, but there'll be a lot of healing strategies like we have been doing all along. But I just feel like rebranding, refreshing, giving it a new uplift, a face uplift is really where I'm going with this. I will still go live probably on Monday evenings, but now I'm going to pick up probably one or two extra days in the mornings, maybe in the morning and afternoon. I'm going to go live for probably an hour. I'm going to try to keep the podcast within 45 minutes to an hour long, depending on the topic. We may have to go a little bit longer. With guests, I don't like to cut them off. So my goal is to have a guest on every 2 weeks. Because sometimes I don't mind doing the show by myself, but sometimes it's nice when you have guests on here and you can ask questions, and then it helps you all on your healing journeys as well to kind of understand the after effects of trauma, what other coaches, what other professionals are doing in their practices to help trauma survivors and those that struggle with mental health challenges, not just myself. So I want to be able to open it up and help a lot of people. And so just being able to expand in that sense as well. Another thing I'm looking at doing is actually start, sorry, my chair, is start posting on like Spotify or Apple. I really want to start, really getting out there and actually have the podcast. Good evening, Michael. Actually have the podcast out there on some sort of other platform, maybe a couple different platforms, and whether that's video or audio, and kind of see what happens. I'm just kind of playing around with Zoom to see if I can get Zoom to stream live to YouTube and then to a couple others. I'm not exactly sure. I might still have to use StreamYard like I'm using now, and kind of see what happens. I might have to maybe as I'm streaming this live, I might have to bring in Zoom and maybe, have it to where I'm using Zoom as well. I don't know how that'll work because obviously my camera's here, so I might have to use my phone. I don't know. And so there's a lot of changes coming just because I just feel like there's so many people that are missing what we're doing. And so I really want to be able to offer it out and expand out on the things that we're doing and really touch people, in other areas as well. Yes, YouTube, there's a lot of people on YouTube, but I really want to be able to share it out, maybe share the audio so people on their way to work, they can listen to the audio, and things like that too. And so that's kind of where we're going with this as well. And my heart is in it to help people. I've always been kind of a healer, a helper, and things like that. And so this really goes with who I am, what I want to do, the expansion of really being able to reach an audience of other trauma survivors and those that deal with mental health. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a challenge. Obviously, there's probably thousands of different mental health and trauma on there and things like that too. And that's perfectly fine. I just feel like that is just, kind of the way that I want to go at this point, and things like that too. And again, so if you start seeing it and it's not transformative healing, it'll be healed-ish. That is actually still me. I was going to change it tonight, and I thought I don't want you guys to get on there and be like, "Who is this?" and think it's not me. And so I will be changing it, and that way there, it's just kind of I don't know. It really resonated with me, especially looking, thinking about what does healed-ish mean. We go through life, and yeah, we're healed, but healed-ish, like we are healed to a certain degree, but as we heal in one way, other things start coming up. Other things start coming up, and other things start becoming visible to us. And once we get our nervous system in check and things like that, we heal that portion of it, and then we kind of move on. And so it's kind of a healing journey for the rest of our lives, and once you start learning the coping skills and you start doing all of that, thank you for going and getting them for me. You get, the coping skills and all of those things down pat, as you're going through the triggering moments and the triggering challenges of your healing journey, you will be able to use those. And so, again, I want to be able to invite people onto the show that actually have more coping techniques, like Amy with breath work, and maybe getting somebody that does tapping, and maybe some other somatics. There's so many different ones on there, and that eventually I'll start doing some live art. I do have another YouTube channel that I need to do, figure that out too. That's just kind of waiting in the background right now. But I thought about just combining them, and just kind of doing this and then going back and maybe doing this on Mondays, and then maybe Wednesday, mornings or early afternoons, I can do like the art part of it, things like that. So, I'm kind of looking to see what it is, because I believe the more I get out there, the more people really need this. And the more I get out there, the more it's going to resonate with people and kind of help them more on their healing journeys and stuff like that too. And then what I want to start doing is at least try to do one video a week, and then maybe 2 or 3 shorts a week, and then maybe like one post. For me, that's kind of challenging, because when as a lot of you know, as a recovering perfectionist, makes it kind of hard, because as I record myself, I go back if I have a blooper instead of just leaving it in there. And so I have to kind of look at who am I? That's my authentic self. And, and being authentic instead of it being perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses. I'm not trying to keep up with the Smiths. Things don't have to be perfect, because realistically speaking, I live in an imperfect, perfect world. And things don't have to be perfect. But in my mind, as a recovering perfectionist, I'm like, oh, I made a blooper. Guess what happens? That shame rises up in me. And then I'm like, oh, now people are going to be like, Gina's unprofessional because now she made a blooper in her video. Even though, chances are probably not. But to me, because I was shamed a lot in my life, that's what comes up for me. And so a video that should take me 10 or 15 minutes turns out taking 4 or 5 hours. So you see where I kind of lose interest, and I'm like, forget it. I'm done. When in fact, if I can just do it, get it over and done with, go back and edit, add what I need to add to it, the pictures, the music, and be done. And then all in one day, I could create that, and then create my shorts for the week, and then my 1 or 2 posts, and then I'm done for the week. And so that's my goal, to start doing all of that too, because I really think that, trauma is so broad. There's just, there's really no limit to the topics of trauma that we can talk about. And so whether I talk for 5 or 10 minutes on a video, we're here for 45 minutes to an hour. And that just, covers the surface of some of these topics. Some of these topics we could actually do 6, 8, 10 week episodes, because some of the stuff is so in depth. And so, really diving deep into a lot of these topics and things like that too. So, yeah. So, there's just a lot of changes, just a lot of things that I want to, start doing and implementing. And, I think it's beneficial for all of you that come week after week. And just, I know that you love listening to me, and I actually, have the pleasure of getting on here week after week, and having you all on here to support me. And I love that. But I want to do this not only for myself, but all of you as well. I want to be able to, offer so much more to you, because again, growing up, I think it goes back to kind of growing up, I'm sure, I don't know, but I'm sure, there's probably a lot of us that didn't have, there wasn't the tools or resources that are available today. And there's so many things coming out through the neuroscience, the neurobiology, and, a lot of the research that they're doing and things like that. And so I want to be able to offer up-to-date information and up-to-date tools and resources that will be able to help you all on your healing journey. Because especially, for men, it's very hard to go get, it's hard for men to go get help. And it is hard for women as well. But it's very hard for men. I think it's probably about a 75, 80% rate of men that do not get help. And so those men will just kind of stay and try to tough it out, and things like that too. So even if they don't go get help, but they find our podcast, they can listen to it, and hopefully it will resonate with them, and, and kind of help them on their healing journey. Same thing with women, and so I want to be able to help who I can, and things like that too. And stuff. So yeah, so those are the things that I'm looking at doing. And so when the name changes, I don't want you to think it's somebody new. The name change will be me. So actually, I'll probably end up getting, I don't know who this person is. So of course I'll have to let everybody know that I rebranded and changed as I go into other groups as well. And I just think it's going to be a positive change for each and every one of us. I want to see us grow. I want to see us flourish. I want to see us come out of the survival and start switching more into the thriving, to where we have regulated nervous systems. Our emotions are starting to calm down and kind of level out and regulate. And so those are the things that I want to be able to offer here on our channel, and also on our podcast and things like that too. So yeah, so those are the things that are going on. Does anybody have any questions or anything like that? I do want to say, happy belated Father's Day to the men that are fathers in here tonight. I hope you all had a wonderful Father's Day. We just kind of relaxed, didn't do anything. Actually, well, I did a lot of stuff. Sly relaxed. I mean, he did help, but he relaxed. It was Father's Day, and he did go fishing, I believe, for a little while, and stuff. But this week we live in a small town, well, small village, and so every year they have like a little carnival in town, and the main street is all blocked off, and they have food vendors and a carnival rides and all that stuff. And so it happens to be this is the week for that. And so they have garage sales and all that stuff. And so I thought, what better way to try to get rid of some of the stuff that we have than to go through there. And I never realized how much stuff we had. And so it actually felt good to be able to go through everything and be like, man, I haven't used this in forever. And so kind of decluttering, as we declutter and we get rid of things that we haven't used in forever and a day, and then you're like, oh, I'll use this. Chances are, if you haven't used it in the last year, you're never going to use it again. And so I started started going through all of my stuff. And oh my goodness, I started finding all this brand new stuff. And I was like, oh, I had forgotten I bought this. And some of the stuff was shoved kind of in the back of the cabinet that I forgot I had it. And other parts I had like four sets of like mixing bowls. I'm like, yeah, I don't need four sets of mixing bowls. We have enough. We don't do a whole lot of baking. I'm like, oh my goodness, we don't need all of that. But those are the types of things I'm like, oh my goodness, like I don't even know where these all came from. But it just felt good to kind of go through things and declutter. Because think about it, how can you declutter your life? Whether it's getting rid of something, rid of people, rid of bad habits, what are things that you can do to declutter? And so I really took, yesterday to really look at, oh my goodness, like look at all this stuff that I have, stuff that I um, don't even use. Like, I'm like, holy mackerel. And I still have stuff out here in my office that I want to go through as well and get some things together and things like that too. But I'm just like, this stuff is not serving me any good. It doesn't serve a purpose. I'm not using it. It's been tucked away. And even if it's been sitting in my closet and I look at it, I'm like, it's been sitting there for years and I'm still not doing anything with it. It's going. And so, so if I can offer any type of recommendation, it would be to declutter, whether you're decluttering your house, decluttering your heart, your soul, decluttering people around you, declutter. I tell you to start decluttering your fishing stuff, but I don't want to go that far because, you need your fishing stuff. God forbid. Wouldn't want you to have to get rid of any of that, right? No. I can only imagine how many fishing things your guys' house probably looks like, if it looks like anything like what Sly has. And so I can only imagine you guys probably have a lot of fishing gear and a lot of different things too. So yeah, so I don't really have any blasphemy. Well, you know what? That could be an area of your life that you could declutter. So no. And so I just got to tease you because you guys are all men and you guys all like fishing. So, I got to tease you. For me, yeah, I mean, I love my art. I love art. I mean, I do have some fishing stuff, but I love my art. And so this is my last week of my eye drops. And in my left eye, my right eye, I'm done. I'm done as of yesterday. So I have, this week, well, I think up until next Tuesday or Tuesday maybe. I got another whole week I think left. Wait a minute, I'm getting confused. Yeah, so I have a whole nother like week left, week and a half or something like that left, I believe is whatever it is, for the drops in my left eye. And then hopefully my eyes will be good to go. I still have some flickering in my eye and kind of drives me bonkers and things like that too. But I'm really hoping to be able to get out and use all the goodies that I won from Gramps. So I'm really hoping I'll be able to get out on the water here pretty soon. The weather will warm up just a little bit. Even if it's cool, that's fine. But get out to where there's no rain and we can actually get out and fish and things like that. And I can, hopefully get lucky and use some of the fishing stuff that I won from Gramps. That would be good because I do love nature and things like that too. So I'd love to be able to use all that good stuff and get out there. Maybe it'll be lucky for me and I can use it and actually catch something. Wouldn't that be amazing? That would be great. So see what happens now that I'm trying to change my mindset when it comes to fishing and things like that too. So yeah. So how's everybody been? Anybody have any questions, concerns, comments, anything? You guys are a quiet group. Yeah, well, we're not doing rain because then I don't have anywhere to put in my stuff. So then it would just be worthless for me to go through anything. So I'm just really hoping for no rain. I don't know. If it rains, I might have to say, oh, I'm going to have it in my cabin. I really don't want to have it in here. I don't want people in here. This is like my sacred space. So I'm just really keeping my fingers crossed that there is no rain because again, this is my sacred space. I I'd have to be anointing my place and stuff like that. I only let people that come in here that I like. Other than that, um, I don't like a whole lot of people in here. So, um, yeah, because it is my sacred space. I can tell when there's a negative energy that takes over. It fills the cabin, and then I have to go through. So I do go through periodically and anoint it because it does need to be done. Thank you, Scott. I really, I've been thinking about it for a while since, I kind of rebranded with my art and things like that, and God kind of shifted me and in different directions and stuff like that. And so, kind of been thinking about it for a few days, and so I just think I want to do this not only for me, but I want to do it for all of us. All of us. I want to be able to do it as a collective. I want to be able to offer more and because I do have, I can go and I can research things and stuff like that, but it's nice to be able to have people that come on the show that are educated about certain topics and things like that too, and kind of bring a different perspective, because there could be something that that I know that maybe they don't know, and vice versa. So it's always good when you collaborate with other coaches and other professionals, for that matter, to bring what's best for our guests and stuff like that. So I appreciate that very much. And then another thing that I decided to do, and so I think it was last year when I first started, I had my T-shirts. They were called Beautiful Flawed Warrior, and I have, for the life of me, I've been trying to think of something for men. And so, because maybe it was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, whatever. But originally, when I started with my coaching business, it was called Beautiful Flawed Warrior Coaching. I shouldn't say primarily, I only worked with females, and so I chose that because of the meaning behind it. Beautiful, because no matter what we go through, we're still beautiful. Flawed, because we're like perfectly imperfect. And then warrior, but it was more or less what stuck out to me with those three words, is I always called myself that, but it went back as far as I was a trauma survivor, and so it built. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can find it really quick to actually show you to read to you what it actually means, because it'll make more sense to you. But it was more coming from like a trauma survivor perspective, and really looking at the resilience and the strength and things like that from everything that we've gone through. And so Beautiful Flawed Warrior, Beautiful Flawed Warrior, someone who is resilient and strong despite experiencing hardships or having imperfections. Beautiful, someone who possesses a positive inner and outer beauty, resilience, and inner strength. Flawed, someone who acknowledges they are not perfect and has imperfections, experiences, and vulnerabilities. Warrior, someone who has overcome hardships, faced adversity, is strong and resilient. And so I had, that was my motto. That was my first business name. And so then I decided to open it up because I thought that I wanted to coach men. But with coaching men, I found that it's very emotional. And now I see why a lot of men and a lot of women don't coach the opposite sex, because it does become, there's a lot of emotions involved. And so when I rebranded, I don't remember what my name was when I rebranded, because I had a couple of them. And then I went to Transformative Healing, and that's kind of what it was. I stayed with that there. I didn't work with men yet, but I was like, you know what? If I get on there and I get like a bad vibe, I'm not working with you. I have a good level of discernment. But if things seem to be okay, then I won't work with you. But at least I know that, working online, I can shut the Zoom off. Is that professional? No. But if I feel uncomfortable or anything like that, I can shut the Zoom off and I can be done and never see you again. And that's perfectly fine. But Beautiful Flawed Warrior has been a part of my life. It's something that I've called myself for about 4 years now. And so anyway, I created this clothing line. I was going to let it go. And I did an event a couple Saturdays ago, and I had all my stuff there. And when I pulled up what Beautiful Flawed Warrior meant again, so I could print it out, I was like, I really don't want this clothing line to go. I love what it represents. I love what it means. Now, here's the downfall. I can't find something for men because I want men to be able to wear something if they would. I mean, it doesn't have to, but I really would like men to wear something. And if I don't find anything, that's okay. But it's fine. But I would really like to find something that that really resonates with men. So when other people see it, other men see it, maybe they know that they're not alone on their own healing journey or something. And so I'm trying to figure out something else that I can do, with that as well. So yeah. So I have decided to probably keep that line going, and we'll kind of see what happens, and and see if I can build that up as well. I don't want to get too many things under my belt, too many things on my plate where my plate's, the gravy is dripping off my plate. I don't want to get there, and so things are just going to be in small steps and kind of see between my art that I'm doing in this. These two things are my baby. And so, it's about growing and flourishing and expanding. And so when it's the right time, those types of things will expand. And so, yeah. So if you have any, if you think of anything, because or even if you would even wear anything similar to that and kind of see what happens and see what you think. And see what you think. So how did you guys go fishing yesterday? You have any questions, anything like that? Any goals for the week? What are you doing for the week? Oh, those ribs were really good, Mr. Sly Fox. They were really good. They were like melt in your mouth good. Are you going fishing tomorrow, Scott? Michael, how have you been? You been out fishing? So some of the things that I like to use ChatGPT sometimes, and so some of the names that they came up with that were more masculine were some of the ones that I like. Wounded Warrior Rising, Lions and Scars. So Lions and Scars suggests royalty, strength, and visible marks of survival. Iron Soul. Yeah, there's some. Rooted Warrior. What about Hooked and Healing? Yeah, we all have adult stuff going on, don't we? Lions and Scars is actually a pretty good one. I could see actually a lion, whether it's a half-faced lion and healed and then an unhealed, like with scars. I don't know. That's just what I see. That's what's coming to mind. So Michael's been going fishing every weekend. That's good. Did you say you worked? Do you work first shift, Michael? Or did you say second shift? I don't remember. At least you get out. At least you're getting out and be able to go and things like that too, and help your mind. And everybody's mind, not just Michael's mind, but everybody's mind for that matter, and kind of help out and all of that, which is really good. Because I was trying to ask it, I'm like, hey, what about some Baited and Brave? I was thinking, I was like, oh yeah, what other Flawed Fishermen, Brothers of the River, Warriors on the Water, Warriors of the Water, Hooked on Healing. So Real Strength, Healing in the Wild Waters. So yeah, okay. So you work first shift pretty much. Okay, I wasn't sure. Yeah, that's yeah. I know sometimes it's tough. Adulting is very tough. It's like, oh my goodness, sometimes it's like, not that I ever play the lottery, but I'm like, man, it would be nice to play the lottery and hit. I take care of everybody that supported me, and maybe we wouldn't have to work anymore. Although I probably still work, because I think you'd get bored after a while not doing anything, or at least have hobbies. You guys would probably be out fishing all the time, probably buy yourself like this huge thing. Warriors of the Water. I like that one too. Let me write that one down too, because that might be one, and see how I can figure that one out. Warriors of the Water. So for amends. So see what happens with those. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I figured you were going to say that we were going to move to Alabama. That's funny. And you'd really be on the water and fishing a whole lot and stuff like that too. That would be good. And I do. I mean, I know there's like we heard when we talked to Christina last week, just learning about recreational therapy and things like that, and then learning the benefits of fishing, some more of the benefits of fishing, as we talked, and things like that too, and so it's definitely there's all kinds of different things. You got that right. Well, I guess we could all just like kind of live in the same cul-de-sac, maybe. We could all have like 5 acres of land, so we're not like on top of each other. Wouldn't that be nice? You could actually just do it and build your own pond, and and everybody can get your yaks in there, and see you later. That would be cool. You just have to probably stock it yourself, obviously, but that would be pretty cool. So that's always been a goal of mine with my kids and things like that too. So, which is pretty good. Oh, I like this one. So as I'm talking, how they, you're always going to need a, not that you need a tagline, but it's always nice when you have a tagline when you, you're doing a shirt or you're doing something else, and to try to figure out what you're doing and things like that. But Warriors of the Water, cast out pain, reel in purpose. And I like that. That's huge. Yeah, that would be a good one. I have to figure out how to do that one, but that would be a really good one for men, something like that to represent. I mean, there are a lot, but sometimes we silently go through things, and when people start noticing what things mean, and they understand what things mean and things like that too, it resonates with them, and then they're like, oh, wait a minute. I mean, I have t-shirts that say Voice for the Voiceless, I support a trauma survivor, things like that too, because sometimes you don't, or not sometimes, but you never know who's walking around silently, and they haven't found their voice to speak out yet. They haven't found their voice to go get help. And so when they see shirts like this, or they see things like this, it, really resonates to them and really lets them know, oh my goodness, I'm not alone. Because so many of us feel like we are alone, when in fact we really aren't alone. So it really makes a huge difference. A huge difference. So so next week I will be live, whether it will be me or with with a guest and stuff like that. We'll see if I can find one, and stuff. It's not hard, see if I can find one. If not, because of everything I have going on this week, we do have to, well, I do anyway. I interview guests and things like that. And so, between doing my art, and then interviewing, and then setting everything up, sometimes it gets to be a little busy. And things like that too, but you'll probably get me, which was perfectly fine. I'm sure you don't mind me alone, solo. It's okay. And you'll probably get just me Monday, and then I'll get all the changes implemented and things like that too, and kind of go from there and see how we can. I want to see like Spotify and all of that, because I thought about just switching and doing. Like using StreamYard, because I can do it, and then I won't have like all the StreamYard stuff on there. But because obviously I don't have that many followers, which is fine, because that'll change, not yet. I don't have a whole lot of followers and things like that, and that's perfectly fine. But StreamYard is kind of not within my budget. I believe it's like, I don't know, I think it's like $45-50 a month if you do it monthly. And that's not within my budget right now. And so I'm looking for other places where I can still stream on YouTube. But I have to find a different platform. And then the nice thing about it is that if I can find a different platform, and I know there's other ones, when I find the other ones, when it records, I can pull that recording and then pull the audio. And so I have the video and the audio, and then I can upload those. I can upload it to my website. It'll automatically upload to YouTube. So nothing will change, I don't believe, for you guys. You'll still be able to watch it on YouTube and things like that too. So that's my goal. I'll continue to use StreamYard until I can find. Until I can get on and kind of play around with some of the other platforms that they have. But so that's some of the things that I will be doing, and I'm hoping to have to get some more men on the show, really talk about more of the mental health and trauma aspect of things too, and kind of bring that aspect out as well, and see, and because it's always nice to have both. I know sometimes it's hard to find men to come on, but I'm really trying to. I'm really going to start over and really go through, change things, and really look for people to other guests and stuff like that. I think it'll just be a win-win for everybody, and things like that too. And so when I start, I'm not even going to delete any of my other ones. I'm just going to start with when we start, it'll just be episode 1. And things like that too. I just want to start doing that, start fresh. I don't want to go back and start looking at what episodes were what, and just by looking at the dates, I don't want to do that. That's perfectly fine for me. I don't mind starting fresh, starting new, and just starting over. Sometimes that's what we have to do. Sometimes we hit. I look at it this way. Sometimes we've gone so far and we're like, I can't move anymore, or whatever. I mean, even though the sky, I don't like to say the sky's the limit, because it's not. But sometimes we just keep hitting a wall and we're like, man, I don't know what's going on. Not that you have to rebrand all the time, but sometimes you do have to shift, and things have to happen, and things like that too. And so, big things are happening with my art as well. And so I see big things happening with the podcast as well. And again, trying to do them both together and stuff like that. And so I'll probably do the podcast, once a week, maybe twice. We'll see. I don't know. But I would like to, start doing the art as well. And I might do that like on here as well. And then that way there, maybe I don't have to do another channel and go back and forth. I can kind of do them both and implement, implement it as a healing strategy as we go along as well. And if people want to watch it, they can. If they don't, well, you don't have to. But it's just a neat thing. It's really helped me and stuff like that too. So those are the goals. But expanding out. That's the thing. When expanding and looking at your life and going, okay, how can I make a change? How can I change? And so that's what I want you to look at. That's the things that I looked at, and I thought, you know what, I need to change. I've been kind of stagnant with for a while, and now it's time to elevate. It's time to elevate. It's time to change. It's time to do just some different things, and really change. And so, I offer that and extend that to each and every one of you to kind of look and see, are you stagnant in your life? Are there any places in any areas in your life that are hindering your growth, and kind of look and seeing how you can take a step back and reevaluate the situation. And, how can you change? Are there areas in your life that you could change, and, and things like that too. So, and as always, you always know if there's anything I can do, you can always drop me an email and things like that too. So, and see how we can, I'm always willing to help anybody that I can. So I know what it was like, not having anybody. And so if there's anything I can do to help anybody, I will do my best to try to answer any questions, lead you in the right direction. Lead you in the right direction, help you get the help that you need, that you deserve, and things like that. Yes, your job is hindering your fishing. My goal, I'm manifesting that my goal is to make like 6 figures with a 2. So, we'll see. That's what I keep saying and stuff. And another thing I would like to do is open an art institute for my neurosomatic art. And so that's another thing that I have on the works as well. And so what that would entail is that I have all of my frameworks, but what that would entail is actually opening up an online institute where they come in and people will get trained to do what I do. And so obviously there has to be other people involved. I'd have to train some people and stuff like that as well, and get that going. But that's something that I would love to see happen as well. Because it's needed, and so I think it would go hand in hand in doing a neurosomatic art institute and then do a coaching, go hand in hand, because you have to have some sort of coaching in order to do the neurosomatic art. And so, I know people that have coaching businesses, let me rephrase that, coaching institutes where they actually educate people to become certified coaches. A lot of them do trauma. And so a lot of those institutes and things like that, and then they could come back and get their neurosomatic art certification, and that way they kind of go hand in hand together. And so there needs to be more of us and things like that too. So I'm very passionate about it. I know it works, and things like that too. So there's good things coming. Maybe I can recruit Sly. Maybe he'll be one of my instructors. Then he can get out of the concrete business and he can start helping me implement and bring out this new art institute that I would love to be able to start doing and implementing. I think it would be amazing to figure out what we're doing and where we're going and things like that. I think it would just be a really good thing. So a lot of things I have to do to move forward with that and stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of legal things to do, legal documents, getting things set up, stuff like that too, and how it would work and stuff. But the hard part is the legal documents. The easy part is all of my frameworks are finished, so it would just be a matter of teaching them all of them working together with each other and stuff like that, and how it works and stuff. And so I'm excited. There's a lot of things. God is shifting a lot in me, and so Uh, and it'll just be amazing. Yeah. So he says when I said this, he's such a wise guy. When I said I'd like to make 200,000, he said, "Nah, you do it. Make 200,000 plus a year, and I will take road trips and fish." Yeah. Well, who's going to watch the brats, or I mean the kids? So you have to be here to take care of him if I'm doing those types of things. But yeah, it would be nice. That's my goal. 200,000 would be absolutely amazing. But my goal is to start my own art institute. Um, and so I was thinking about it today, some of the things that I need to do to really start implementing it and things like that too, because, again, I don't want to get burnt out. A nanny. Well, I mean, you could. I don't want to get burnt out doing it. And so that's where you come in and you train them, somebody that, and stuff like that. And really, so there's a lot of good things happening over here, expanding and stuff like that. And so um, you'll see a lot of wonderful things. So yeah. So I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Does anybody have any questions? I feel like I'm rambling on. Really, I'm not, but sometimes I feel like I am. If anybody has any other questions, hi Heather. Questions, concerns. And things like that too. So I think it would be, it's going to be amazing. So with all the changes coming and stuff like that, still the same. Just, we'll still be here, same person, just changing our name, changing some of the platforms, going to expand out and stuff like that, which I'm excited about. Might take me a little while, but that is our goal. So I appreciate each and every one of you for being here week after week and stuff. I say that all the time, but I really appreciate, each and every one of you for being here and stuff like that too. So it really means a lot to me and stuff like that too. So, are you ready to move the tables? I'm almost done. So I figured, you probably could either put them on the porch or you could, I don't know, put them here somewhere. We'll figure it out when I get done. So as always, I hope you have a fantastic week, a blessed week. I pray for all of you that are going on the water. I pray for safety and protection as you go. And I pray for many blessings that you will be able to catch a lot of fish. And if you keep the fish to eat the fish, that you are blessed beyond measure. And I thank each and every one of you again for week after week for hanging out with me, listening to me, whether I'm rambling on, whether I make sense or not. You guys are the heart of the channel for coming week after week and kind of and supporting me. I really appreciate that and being able to talk and help you as you help me. It's just I love it. I don't have it's not even about a large following. It's about who shows up for you and who's in your corner. And so I really appreciate each and every one of you that come week after week. And so, yep. Well, I'll pray for bigger fish too. So, I know you and Sly and Michael, I think you were all in the tournament and stuff like that. So, we'll see. Maybe you guys will catch like 29 inches. I don't know, 20 pounds. Who knows? Whatever it is, right? And then you guys can be on the leaderboards and maybe be in the top 10, 5, maybe first place. You never know. But yeah, so I will continue to pray that you guys are again, safe, catch fish and just continue to be safe and protected while you're on the water and stuff like that. So again, I hope everybody has a wonderful week, a blessed week. I will be back next Monday, new name change. So if you do see the new name change, don't get startled. It's still me, just changing the name and things like that too. So again, I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful week. Oh, the 29-inch. Oh, that's a world record. 29-inch largemouth world record. Oh, that would be a world record. Oh, well, that would be good. Well, see, that's what you got to do. Before I go, that's what you got to do. You have to speak out. Think about it. The power of your tongue, whether it's biblical or not, whatever you speak out comes back to you. So if you speak out that you're going to catch a 29-incher, that chances are you might catch it. If you go fishing and you're like, I'm going to catch fish, chances are you're going to catch fish. And so, you will catch it. You're manifesting that. You're speaking it out. Same thing when you're sick. Don't speak out sickness. Speak out life. I'm healed. Da 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 da. It doesn't have to be a Christian thing, but just remember the power of the tongue. The tongue is what makes you healed or unhealed. And in the biblical sense, holy and unholy. You can always tell the difference by the way somebody speaks. So, not that I'm perfect. I'm not pointing fingers, but you want to catch you a lot of fish. What you need to do is you need to start speaking it. I'm going to catch fish. I'm going to catch fish. I'm going to catch fish. I want to catch 20 fish by July 10th. And just keep putting it out there, putting it out there, putting it out there. Or I want to catch, 20 or 10 24-inch fish and see what happens. Just keep speaking life out. Oh, wow. 22-pound, 5-ounce caught in Japan. Oh, my goodness. That thing was huge. My adrenaline would be so high if I ever caught anything that big. Oh, my goodness gracious. So that would be nice. It's like, whoa, doggy. Yeah, Preston needs to go fishing too. So Charles will get them out there. They go fishing and stuff like that. Get them out there, get them exercising and stuff like that. So it'd be really nice. So that'd be real nice for them. So, yep. All right, everyone. I don't want to be rambling on and keep too much of your time. I'll probably see you all in an hour on Jermaine's live. Well, you could just throw them. You could throw them in. Yeah, I mean, you could do that too. He'd probably get mad at us, but hey, nonetheless, you could probably throw them in. Or by that time, I mean, the fish might end up pulling them in. So, that's funny. Yeah. Wow. It beat the 22-pound, 4-ounce largemouth bass caught here in the U.S. 90 years ago, but considered a tie. Wow. And it hasn't been beat since then. Yeah. See, like, whoo, doggy. So, but yep. So I will see you all next Monday. Have a good week. Enjoy your fishing. Make a goal and see if you can reach that goal for the week. And hopefully you're all doing well. Your families are well. And I will catch you on the next episode. Have a good night, everyone. See you later.